and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WWNN in South Florida, SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
Oh, yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. Well, this year is flying by. We're at April 20th. And we sure hope you missed us these past couple of weeks. We definitely had quite a bit going on at the center. And we're really excited to embark upon some powerful changes for all of you as we move ourselves in the direction of co-creating with the universe. And each one of you has such a powerful opportunity at this time. The planets are all lined up, helping support us in what we want to create. But I know the world seems to be creating some resistance. There's a lot going on. So how do you reach your dreams? How do you create? How do you manifest what you want and still navigate the twists and turns that are here before us? I look back, as I encourage all of you to do. Look back to 2000, 2004, 2007. Look back to 2010. Look back to 2012. Take a look. Where were you? Rather than look at what you've yet to accomplish, look at what you've already accomplished. Because we all have grown so much and we've all come so far over this timeline. But where were you in the year 2000? What was going on in your life? What was momentous at that time? How could you find your path then? What was going on? And how could you interpret what was happening versus where you are now? You see, some of us are where we are now because of choices that we made somewhere between 2012 and this moment in time. So what were those choices? You know, the universe is always prompting us, pushing us, nudging us, suggesting to us things. But a lot of times we're very closed off. We don't want to hear what the universe has to say. We think we have to stick to the path, the thing that we're doing, the job that we have, the people that we're surrounding ourselves with, the town that we live in. And sometimes the universe presents to us an opportunity to think of something new, go somewhere else, make a move, change our job, go back to school. But then our monkey mind goes crazy. And the monkey mind begins to say to us, you're already invested in school. You've already accomplished this. Why are you going to go back? It's going to cost you more money. It's going to be a lot to juggle work and going back to school. And we start to think of all the things that create resistance or all the things that could go wrong in the experience. Maybe we're in a relationship and we're not feeling that connectivity. But then if I broke up with this person, then, you know, it's not that bad. And so I might as well stay. And if I'm staying, it'll work out somehow. I mean, I've been with this person for so long and I can make it happen. And if I leave or we break up, then it just gets complicated. And what if I can't support myself? Or what if I don't meet someone and then I'm going to be by myself? And we have this whole story of all the things that could go wrong. So we put ourselves in this holding pattern of life. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't be excited and enthusiastic in a holding pattern and find good moments. But sometimes the universe is pointing to us and they're saying, look over there. There's a change that's coming for you. And you want to look and consider it as an opportunity. Ultimately, you have free will. And some of us choose the path that we're on. And we never really veer much from the road that we're walking. And that too is okay. And then there are others of you that, well, you get an idea in your head and you just pick up and go and amazing things start happening. And you go from one thing to another. And if something doesn't work out, you just bounce off of that and go to something else. Kind of like Tigger, just bouncing around, experiencing new things, and being open. So what's a happy medium? Because not every one of us is adventurous. And not every one of us is someone who feels locked, but many of us are unsure, especially in times like now. How do you make a move? How do you make a change? Housing market's been a bit bizarre lately. Prices are going up. Things are costly and overwhelming. Work is maybe not what it used to be for you. Maybe your hours have changed. People are a little disconnected and argumentative and, quite frankly, a little burned out from these past few years. So how do you line yourself up with new opportunities when there's so much that seems to be pushing against you, holding you back, holding you prisoner to a life that maybe desires a change, but maybe the fear is there? Because if you look everywhere, there's something to be concerned about at this moment. But does that mean that because there's so much going on in the world, you can't have your life? You can't meet a partner? You can't make a change in a relationship? You're not able to make a job change or go back to school? If it's meant for you, the universe, regardless of what's going on, is going to find a way to make it work. And the opportunities are going to open. But you have to, on a beautiful night outside, in the privacy of your own personal space and energy, you have to look outside and look to the stars and say, I'm ready. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for a new beginning. And I don't know how I'm going to create this new beginning. So, universe, I'm open to the guidance. I'm open for the experience. But just give me the nudge. Give me the clue. Give me the feeling that I need. You see, I remember in 2004 when I was caught up in this cycle of work. It was very rewarding. It was fun. It was challenging. And I thought I wanted to take it to the next level. And the work that I was doing was, well, very complicated sales presentation that was a very long-term cycle of a close to the sale. But when you closed it, you were sitting on a $16 million deal. You were sitting on a $5 million deal. You were at a $100 million deal. So the deals were huge. They were big picture visions for corporations in a way that they could transform their customer service. And I was the person who was seeking those companies that wanted the change and then closing those deals with the help of my team at my company that I was a part of. So I thought, I want to change. And I remember the day I said to my friends, well, I know I'm in New Jersey and I like my job. I can go anywhere. I had just made a transfer to another organization, and there was even more flexibility. I had negotiated quite the pretty little contract. So I said, hey, I'm going to go for the change. I need a change of environment. There's nothing for me here in New Jersey. So my friends were like, where are you going to go? And I said, I'm going to Florida. Well, what's in Florida? Not much. Palm trees and sunshine, I said. And so I made the change. There was no urgency. There was nothing like what many of you experienced in 2020 who came down here and said, hey, I'm out of the city. I got to get out. There was just this feeling. But there was no real plan. There was no direction. And I really thought that I was going to continue doing what I was doing the way I was doing it. But of course, life brings about changes. And some of those changes proved to be a little uncomfortable for me and created a series of events that ultimately required me to remove myself from my current position, focus on myself personally, and in a healing process, choose a new path. But I didn't know what that path was going to look like. So many of you sit across from me and you're discovering your spirituality. You're feeling your guides and your angels. You're having these awakening moments. And the question is, well, what am I going to do with all this? Well, how is this going to help me? And if I am experiencing supernatural connective energies, well, how can I use that to make a difference in people's lives? How can I follow my own intuition for myself? And then how do I move forward? So many of you are in that spot, that holding pattern of uncertainty in your personal journey, and you don't really know how to tune in. Well, that's okay. Neither did I. I knew there was a spiritual path. I had a really good mentor, but never did I put it together that there were choices that I could make that would actually put me on the path that I'm on now. And so many people say to me, well, why did you pick that path? I had a background that could have given me any job. I could have done anything. I could have sold anything. I could have gone back into music and show business and pursued that at a different level. There were so many things that were there for me. But there's a feeling inside that I'm encouraging you all to tune into, to be open and feel the feeling of who you really are. Not the person that you've had to be to survive. Not the person that you had to be because this is how we live our lives. We go to high school, we go to college, we get a good job, we get a house, we build a family, we engage with our friends, and we do different activities, and we live this life that's routine, fulfilling, but maybe it's not your story. It's a story for many of us, and it's a great part of the life story of being a human. But it's not the full story for so many. And I think that as I listen to people, I feel dissatisfaction in their lives because they're doing great things. They've got great families. They may have a great job. Maybe at times they've had their struggles like we have all at different points in our life, but they're in gratitude and life is good and they feel good, but they feel like something's missing. But because you don't see yourself different than what you are, and you don't know to look for clues and be open for those clues, that's when sometimes we miss that opportunity and we don't step into something completely fulfilling. And by no means do we have to give up one form of life for another form of life. In order for me to create a business and build a center and connect with all of you on a regular basis, I couldn't have held down a full-time job. So I had to make what I chose work for me. There was no in between. But for many of you, it's a journey of understanding the purpose for your breath of life. Some of you are meant to empower others with your words and your healing energy. Others of you are in a healthcare arena, so you can assist people on so many levels. Some of you are just waking up to your spiritual path, and you don't know what it means. Well, that's where I was when I was with my teacher. That's where I was in the early 2000s, long before I got it in my head to move to Florida on a whim. And it was actually one of my crazy ideas. Packing up the car and shipping it on a train and getting on a plane and just coming to Florida. But it was a feeling. It was, if I didn't go, then my life was going to feel like something was missing. But I didn't know what I was going to. Often in life, we don't know what we're going to or for. Sometimes we just have to go. And people ask me why I do what I do and why I do this radio show. You know, tonight we are on our 631st live show. Next month will be 13 years on radio. And I do this so that I can truly assist everyone. And sometimes I feel that you have to do a lot of your own work. And then there comes a time where you can't look at the experience of guidance as a crutch. You need to take the information that Spirit gives you. You're going to ask your questions, Spirit's going to give you the answer. And you have to build your own platform. You have to build your own vision. You have to take it and work with it. So sometimes when we keep coming back and we ask the same question, or we keep seeking answers to more questions, and we haven't delved into the stillness of the one question, the who am I, the self-discovery, the understanding that we're one. We're one with the divine. We're one with the universe. We are all connected. And that the answer is here, not just for you, but for many people. The answer is the answer that's to your question. And that's why I love when we have, and we encourage people to call from all areas, all walks of life. And we encourage you to ask your most intimate, open questions. Of course, you feel comfortable asking on radio or on Facebook or YouTube. But this is for everyone. And this is not something that I have to do. This is something that I desire to do to assist people. But there's a level of elevation that comes now for each one of you to start asking the big questions. Because do we really want to keep asking the question about, why is my boyfriend treating me this way? Do we really want to keep calling and asking questions that are not helping you get to the next level because you're not doing anything to help yourself? Or do we want to ask the question that's the key to the root of all your problems? But sometimes as humans, we cannot handle the truth. We don't want to hear the real answer. We don't want to ask the down deep, scary question of, what are you afraid of? Or what's blocking you? Or why can't you leave that partner? Or how do you have to heal from a childhood memory that is actually like an undertow pulling you back every time you move forward? What are you not accountable for? We have to all take accountability for our words, our thoughts, and our actions. And if you don't think that your thoughts and your actions make a difference, I want you to take a good look at the world. Every angry thought you ever thought is a collective energetic mass floating in the world. And the more fearful and angry and frustrated we become, the more dust bunnies of angst and anger and frustration are collected in the collective consciousness of the universe, particularly on this planet. So rather than look at things that are not working for you or what you don't like about someone, rather than focus on frustrations in the government or in your workplace, focus on what you need to change for you. Focus on how you feel and what feeling can you tap into to shift your consciousness. And don't say, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not doing that, or because you shut the energy down before you've even allowed it to flow. You stop the flow of what's coming. So many of you want a relationship, but you'll say, I don't know if I could trust anybody again. Well, you've got to trust yourself. And you're going to have to sit down with yourself and understand that you yourself are making the choosing. And that no one is really pulling the wool over your eyes the way you think they are. They're not. We like to tell ourselves that. But to use a very overused term, there's always red flags. But we like to make excuses for people. And when things don't go our way, we don't always take responsibility. We have to take responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our part. Any relationship that didn't go right or ended uncomfortably, what was your part? I know what my part has been. What has your part been? What were you not willing to see? How were you not willing to grow? And why didn't you leave when you could have left? Why didn't you leave the job that was making you miserable? I know, because we have a pension. A pension that might as well be a prison sentence if you're going to spend 30 years of your breath of life to get a certain amount of money at the end of the time frame. And I know it's stability. I get it. But you know how many people work those 30, 40 years, and 3 years after they retire, they die? Every moment in your life is precious. Every moment should be regarded as a magnificent moment, even the challenging moments, because these are the moments that help you know who you are, help you discover your courage, your insight, your intuition, and they teach you humility, to just lay down and say, I can't do it alone, I need help. And help does not mean people you call who rescue you. Yes, we're fortunate when we have friends and family who can guide us and be a listening ear and maybe give us a leg up. But there are so many people who don't have that. And they have risen above some of the most crazy experiences, difficult, challenging, because down inside they knew that if they didn't, they would just wither and die emotionally and spiritually. You see, I just knew that if I stayed in New Jersey, and I love New Jersey, nothing against it, but I just knew if I stayed there, something was going to be missing. And I had a feeling that that chapter was over. And so it was time to go. Just like when I had a feeling to open the center, I knew it was a new beginning. And every year, as we approach our radio anniversary, and this year our center's 16 years in establishment here in West Palm Beach, and people come from all over. I got to meet Christopher from our Facebook friends who follow our show, and his wife Tricia. They came into the center the other day. We know so many other people. Amanda has come through. People have come through from all walks of life, all countries, all places to the center. And we've created a central melting pot of spirituality and emotional and spiritual support for all of you. But every year I ask the questions, the big questions. Do I want to do this? Is this where I want to be now? Is it time for me to continue doing this? Is there another direction for me? And then I sit. I sit and I wait, not for what my mind is going to tell me, because we're really good at filling in the blanks. I don't put down cards and go, oh, I see an angel, I'm staying. I wait for the same feeling that directed me to move to Florida in the first place. I wait for the same feeling that said, hey, you're going to go open a store. You have no idea what to do and how to do it, but you're going to go do it and you're going to figure it out. I wait for the same feeling of surrender that came over me when I did feel like I was at conflict spiritually and that there was a lot of heavy energy coming against me at a time where I was like, hey, I'm just trying to help people. What's happening? And I had to surrender to God and say, God, if this is your will, if this is who I've come to be in this world, then here I am. Then you make it a little easier. Otherwise, SarahSpiritual out, drop the mic, I'm done. And like a whoosh of energy came in within the weeks to come. But you know what God looks for? Your humility. Sometimes we get it in our head that we can handle it, that we've got all the answers, or we're just going to push through. We're going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. You don't make anything happen. You need to be the magnet to allow the best of the version of your story to come. If you've got to push to make something happen, then there's nothing that's going to happen that's going to be easy and harmonious. And sometimes we all get a little high on our britches. Yes, we think who the heck we are. Why? Because we've done some things. And on the other side of the spectrum, we get really hard at ourselves. And we criticize ourselves. And we think of all the failures and all that's not working. And then we choose to tell the story to anyone who'll listen. Oh, it happened again. I just got fired from my job. Oh my God. Or another relationship. I caught him on the phone talking to someone else. And we go into the story. But what you don't know is the wound itself inside of you. You want attention, so you're attracting that experience, and then so people can feel that energy. But who is the central point of attraction? You are. You're creating in every aspect of your life so many parts of the experiences. So tonight, ask big questions. And every night from this night forth, 631 live shows. And we want to guide you. And I need you all to remember that there's thousands, millions of people listening. And the show is not just for a few people, a few select people who want to keep calling and want answers. It's for everyone. And I expect, as we journey in this 13th year, that you are open to allowing yourself to learn from someone else's question. Because sometimes in our self-centeredness, we're asking the wrong questions because we want life to go the way we want. And at this moment in time, everything in the universe is saying, what do you want? Where do you want to go? How do you want your life to be? And get out your paintbrush, paint it, make your vision board, and focus on that and only that. And don't allow the distractions, the hurt, the pain, the angst, and the hardships that are around us and will continue to build in this 2022. Don't allow them to defeat you. Because your path is already written in stone. You already are on your path to destiny. But you can seize the moment and make it happen the easy way. Or you can struggle the whole way through to finally get to what you want. And we want to enjoy the experience. Because the journey of life, as complicated as it is a journey that brings us closer to the essence of who we are, the divine, and is truly a time of celebration. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're welcoming your phone calls at 888-565-1470. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
Gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages. SarahSpiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join SarahSpiritual for a powerful 2 hours of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
And we're back here live. Do you know me? I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. I'm looking at the comments here, and we got Jamila Aylan, and she says, walk out on faith. Absolutely, Jamila. That's what we do have to do. And many of you are saying this is resonating with you tremendously. And it definitely is a time. And some of you are sharing that you just get frustrated and you're like, I'm done. And God usually will tell you, you're done when I tell you you're done. And yes, indeed, Ange Andrews, she's asking for signs. So we know the universe will give you your signs. And Christopher, good to have seen you at the center. So we've got quite a bit. And Caitlin's here. We are in the house here at the Facebook, Sarah Spiritual, and on our YouTube page. So if you're listening to us in the car, please, when you get in, pop on to YouTube or Sarah Spiritual, follow the page, like the page, and continue the conversation with us. We're always engaging in great conversations. I do have something coming up at the center next Friday and Saturday. I guess that's the 29th and the 30th of April, Holy Toledo. It's the end of April, but I've got Calvin Cates coming for Crystal Healing Bed Services. So he's going to be doing healing for all of you. A fabulous new picture of Calvin we have, thanks to Helena Suba. She's the one who took this picture. So Calvin's going to be working with the John of God energy and helping you all align in your beautiful energy and heal yourselves. So if you want to know more about it, you can go to the ExpeditoEnlightenmentCenter.com or simply join our mailing list so that you always know all the things that we've got coming up. So we're going to go to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And at 7 o'clock, we've got Stacey Haller kind of catching us up on what's going on in the stars. So she'll be calling in just a little bit. So I'm going to go to Ricky, and Ricky is in Wellington. Ricky, how are you?
Good. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you.
Thank you.
It is a time of balance for you and change. You're planning to make some changes for yourself personally in your personal life, Ricky?
Yes.
And I see movement forward in the connection with your guides and your angels. You've been working with connecting to your guides and your angels and being more intuitive?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, and I feel this energy of your guardian angel very close to you, Archangel Michael also with you. And I also see that you've been trying to get more psychic in what's going to happen next, like in a movie. You're like, okay, what's going to happen? And you're trying to
100%.
tune in. So you're kind of like spying and saying, what's going to happen? You're like, no, they're not going to work out. They're going to break up. And then you're like, oh, shoot, man, I was right. So you're really working on it. What's your question for me tonight, Ricky?
So it's my birthday today.
Oh, yes.
Kind of seeing if you are able to kind of share any insight or wisdom for the year ahead. And I also kind of manifested a new person into my specific individual.
So this is a year of finding a balance, a rhythm for yourself that makes Ricky happy. And you've got to get in your rhythm. I'm hearing this song, rhythm is gonna get you, the rhythm is gonna get you. So you've got to get in your flow. And that's what you're learning to do in this very beginning part of the year. As the year progresses, there's opportunity for movement in your career arena. Are you looking to make a shift and a change and promote in career this year, please?
Expand, to go to like the next level.
And that's what I see. There's movement in that elevation and that transformation. And then I also see, Ricky, that this is also a great time for love. And the person that you've connected with was kind of a random meeting, right? It was kind of a chance kind of thing, yes?
Yeah, totally random, unplanned for. I actually wasn't even looking.
Right. And that's when love usually finds us. And this person seems down to earth, very good-hearted. What's their birthday?
July 6th, 1997.
Okay. We have somebody who's really in this fabulous place of new possibilities for themselves, stepping into connection and friendship, and them transforming, actually getting ready to change jobs. Are you aware of any of that at this time?
Kind of. They're in school right now to become a nurse, so they're getting ready to actually graduate to that next level. So that.
Yes, I see that change. And this is a powerful time for them. And it's someone who's settled and is definitely ready to have friendship and partnership. But friendship is key for this relationship right now. Sometimes you've jumped in with both feet and blindfolded.
Yeah.
This time, we are jumping in eyes wide open. You're like, all right, we're not looking for flags. But if you see a little red in the corner of your eye, you're going to be like, I'm going to just see what happens, all right? But here I see someone down to earth, friendly, fun-loving, and very dedicated to their craft, their journey for work, and dedicated to partnership. So enjoy this. My guys are laughing. They said, happy birthday, because I believe that you asked for love and partnership at the beginning of this year. And because you were asking for that, even though you weren't looking, you asked, because you were like, am I going to be alone the rest of my life? Years ago was difficult for you in relationship. Yeah. So that feeling has left, and new Ricky's in the house. And listen, you're going to tell your friend, there's that song, Ricky, Don't Lose My Number. You're going to tell your friend, don't lose my number, honey. So it's a good feeling, good experience, and strong.
Side passed away.
Okay. There's a woman on your dad's side connected to the family in a great grandmother or great aunt feeling. She's giving me the word aunt. So you might want to check and see who that might be. She's giving me the letter A as a connection for her name. So we'll let you do some due diligence on that.
Yeah.
But grandmother had sisters, yes? On your dad's side? Yeah. So there's someone up there who's connected to the family lineage that's looking after you.
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling. God bless you.
Thank
Bye for
you
now.
so much.
Yes.
Bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to go to Pembroke Pines. I've got Denise on the line. Denise, how are you?
Good, Sarah. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome, Denise. And how can I assist you tonight? What's the big question for you tonight?
My big question is always the same question. So I have two, but I'll start with one.
Yeah.
My daughter, I have a dream that she was pregnant, and I know I keep talking about this, but she also came over on Sunday, did not drink or smoke, which is unusual for her, not even to have one or to smoke. So I'm wondering if she is and she's not ready to say.
Well, that's an interesting question. So I spy with my SarahSpiritual eye. So if she's not willing, energy needs to be, and I'm going to say this to everyone, if someone is percolating an idea, a dream, or a baby, and they don't want to put it out in the energy, then no one's 2 cents should be in the energy, even if you're her mother. All right? So MYOB, mind your own business. She will get to you when she's getting to you. But I want you to hear, that I feel like she's getting ready. I don't know that she's actually, I feel like she's getting ready and she's getting her body in a good place. Okay. And I don't know if she's going through any treatment or anything else to help her, but there's something going on there. But if that's her story, okay?
Okay.
What's your secondary question?
Business.
Okay.
So it's a little slow light right now, and we are getting ready to open our third location. I mean, we already have the office and everything. I'm just wondering how business is going to move forward going, to within the next few months, I guess is what my question is, because we're going into the slow season.
So the next 3 months will be a little bumpy. There was a holdup in the opening of this third office, correct, Denise?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Still is. We're still waiting.
Okay. So it's forcing you to be in a slow season. That was not your plan, but you will make it through, and everything is going to work out for you.
Okay.
3 months. It'll be better.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Sarah.
We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm SarahSpiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, SarahSpiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, SarahSpiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Broward County. I've got Steve on the line. Now, 631 live shows. I think Steve has been a part of 630. So thank you, Steve. What a journey it's been. Thank you for hanging with us for almost 13 years. Can't wait till next month, so it's official. But thank you so much. And you're one of the people I was talking about. You know, life is throwing you around. Sometimes you're in a dryer, just being tossed around, and you're trying to hang and have life work the way you would like it to. And you've had your share of disappointments. In the journey, Spirit's been opening up to you. Spirit has been showing you things, and you've been experiencing things, and you're like, well, what the heck is this? What is it to have an opening with Spirit and not really know what to do with it? So what's your question for me tonight, Steve?
My specific question is this. About a month ago, in the middle of March, around March 13th through about March 18th, my sister was in the hospital about 1,000 miles away. Now, she's out. She's doing great. But for about 5 days, it was like touch and go. So during those 5 days, what I did here was as best I could, and I don't know by what methodology, but I just tried anything. During meditation, I just tried to send her energy. Send her, I just want to know, did she get it, or was I just sending it to the walls around where I live? You know what I mean?
Good question. You know, we all wonder that. There's sometimes when I'm like, all right, let's go, angels, and I go, ooh, and I send my stuff, and I'm like, anybody get that? Like, what's happening? And then,
because I'd never attempted to do it before, but now was the time, because, you know, she was in bad shape. But, you know, she's doing great now. I know that's because of the physicians, but what I do,
what did
it
you
work?
Yes. So as the conduit of energy, the good intentions, the power, the flow that you sent did reach her, is there to open up. And it made it easier for the doctors to come to their resolution of how to treat her and how to solve what was happening. She was there for quite a few days, right? Over a week?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And so they had to come to some resolution to find the proper treatment so they could release her. And so what happens when we pray, whether we're all actively, knowingly healing and sending energy, but through prayer, through meditation, through the intention, we're opening up sacred space so all the right happenings can occur, all the right experiences, all the right solutions are provided, that the doctors are in the best mind and methodology possible to treat someone, and that we also, at that point, are summoning to their soul. We're summoning to their soul so that your sister would be like, okay, you want to fight or you want to give up? Like, I'm sending you energy, honey, so you better keep fighting and push through. And so you make it easy for her soul to stay present and override any fear or human conditions or illness that's in the physical body. All right, Steve? So yes, it connected. It worked.
Thank goodness.
So keep practicing. Well, thank goodness she's out. You were a part of the story. You and your divine will and intention. Keep up the good work. This is going to be quite the journey of a 2022 for you. Thanks so much, Steve.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Take a moment. We are going to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. Our friend Stacy Holler will be sharing with us what's going on in Destiny in the Stars. We'll be right back.
The brightens up my day.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with SarahSpiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored
Standing at the corner now, watching everybody pass me by. I've been waiting for my time, but I don't know which way to go. I'm at the crossroads of my life, and I don't know which way to go. I know there's no room for mistakes, 'cause it's time for me to move on. I don't know where I've been. Somehow life just swept me in, and as I stand here, I'm aware that everything I've done that brought me here, but I'm at the crossroads of my life. There's no time or mistakes. This is my defining moment now, at the crossroads of stand here, look to be sure. Direction for sure. 'Cause I'm at the crossroads of my life, and I'm standing here all alone. I've got to make my way where I need to be, 'cause I'm at the crossroads that define me. At the crossroads. If you knew how I feel, would you be gone now? If you knew what life was like, would you have walked out the door? I wonder now. Would you have left me crying? Would you have left me there so you could go on your way without looking back to see if I was okay? Would you?
Advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Slow Reading today, 661-682-0956, 561-682-0956, or visit SarahSpiritual. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we are answering your questions here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And before we get to our friend Stacy, we're going to pop onto Facebook. We've got quite the conversations going on. Facebook and YouTube, we are off the chain. We got some stuff happening. And Teresa McCullough, she's got something going on in her house. And I really got to address this. So, Teresa, she's saying, I'm in my house, minding my business. I hear a door shut. Things are opening and closing. And all of a sudden, one day, she hears someone's clearing their throat. And she was like, well, what is that, Sarah? What's happening? So in the energy, what you're hearing is the inner tension. This gentleman connected to you makes me feel as if there is a birthday or passing anniversary connected to him that is coming in this next very short time, in this very window of time. So this person is a relative, placing it on the father side of the family. And this person was known to clear their throat. There was something wrong with their throat. They always had something going on in their throat. Side of the family that's not quite right. Do some research. So how do we solve this, right? Because we're hearing doors opening and closing and they're trying to get your attention. Light a white candle. Give them some light. Put a glass of water for purity. And talk to them and thank them for the message and tell them that you will deliver whatever message you can and contact what you need and that you appreciate their presence. But at this point, we need them to go, okay? There's no harm. There's no malice. The spirit is not a low vibrational spirit. It is a ancestor spirit that is connected to you. And we're going to pay them the tribute and the light. And we're going to really see what's going on in Dad's side of the family. See what's happening, girl. And keep us posted, Teresa McCullough, because sounds like it's an interesting story. And I would get some incense, some sage or some resin like copal and smoke out your house, open up the windows, and kind of give yourself a new vibe in the house. Things should go back to normal soon. Thanks for a very interesting question. Who else do we have on our Facebook and our YouTube? On our YouTube, we got Cherry M. She's like, I'm feeling bubbles inside, like something exciting is happening. Oh, still working. Any advice? So first of all, Miss Cherry, I got it 2021. I feel like you've been going through a little bit of a struggle, almost like you were misunderstood or people weren't really connecting with you on the way you wanted them to. And so now you're kind of thinking, well, slow you down, be open to new possibilities. The past is not going to determine your future. You're creating it with the universe personally. Thanks so much. And Lila Rose, happy birthday. Well, let's talk about birthdays. Let's talk about the messages in the stars. You know your destiny is written in the stars. Well, my friend Stacy Holler, she's got a little update for us. There's a lot going on around the universe at this time. The planets are shifting. We had a full moon. And she and I didn't get to talk a couple of weeks ago. So here we are tonight to kind of catch us all up. There's a lot going on in the stars, and the stars are determining how some of your life is going to be shaping. So let's connect with Stacy. Stacy, how are you tonight?
I'm great, Sarah. Always happy to be here with you.
Good to have you back, Miss Stacy. And are the stars out tonight? Right? What's going on tonight? And how can we handle this moon that we just had? We had a big full moon. It was beautiful.
I know. We had a full moon in Libra, and maybe what was resonating was Libra's all about partnerships and relationships and balance. So, yes, we just had the full moon. And, you know, usually we talk in the beginning of the month and many times we talk about the new moon, the new beginnings, the vision board. Well, the full moon is that cycle. Right?
Yes.
When the sun and the moon are opposite each other.
Correct.
And that demands change. So for all of you tuning into astrology, when there are squares and oppositions, that means change is needed. So that's why when the full moon comes around, we got to look in our lives of where we need to clear things out to make some changes.
But change can be hard for people, right? So earlier in the show, I don't know if you caught the opening, but we were talking about people kind of making excuses as to why they're stuck, and it's, well, at least it's the devil I know than the devil I don't know. So change can be hard. So when the moon and the planets are kind of pushing you, doesn't that feel like a pressure cooker somehow, Stacy?
You know, when we come into this life, we bring in the things to help us, but sometimes we don't realize that the things that help us are helping us. So if we're not making the changes we need to make, Uranus is going to come into play and make you change. Or you'll find when the energies come up, I know many of you, if you drag your feet and not doing what you need to do, eventually something will happen that forces you to go in that direction.
Right,
absolutely. And I think that's when the stars come into play and say, we gave you time to figure this out, and now we're going to make you figure this out, because it is for your greater good. That's why it's not scary. When change comes up and Pluto, this planet of transformation, starts hitting us, it's all for our greater good. It's telling us you're not looking in the right direction. Hey, come look over here. This is where you need to be.
And it's a powerful tool for us. So what's looking for everybody in the immediate future? What can we look forward to these next few weeks?
Well, I want to talk about this full moon in Libra and how it's affecting everyone. It just happened a few days ago on the 16th, and it's where we need to change. So why don't we pop around the zodiac wheel and talk to your sun and rising signs to see where this hits you, because you folks are probably still feeling this and want to pay attention.
Okay,
all
go
right?
ahead. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we'll start with Aries. I know it's Taurus's birthday. Happy birthday, Taurus. But for Aries, this full moon hit you in the 7th house, which is partnership and marriages and business relationships. So if you've been avoiding addressing some concerns in your relationships, Aries, or something that's going on that's not healthy, now is the time to kind of bring that to conclusion so you could open up for new energies and better things coming to you. Now, Taurus, this hits you in your work and health house. So that is looking for a shift and a change in your daily routine. Look at your health. Look at your habits. You need to let go of an old habit, maybe build some new habits. You want to align your daily life with your greater good. Now, Gemini, this full moon was right in your house of creativity. So open up. Look for more meaningful ways to express your creativity. I know earlier, Sarah, you were giving that advice to one of your callers, and I was wondering if they were a Gemini, because this is the time to inspire, to communicate, to balance your mind and your body through your creativity. Cancer, it's all about home, your foundation. It's in your 4th house, which is where you like to live. So if you feel a little uprooted in your foundation or your home, it's really shaking it up for you to get more grounded. So work on that work-life balance, Cancers. That's what this is showing you. Now, Leo, it's in your house of communications. It's a social time for you. You might be getting some new info with this new moon that might charge you up a little bit, bring up some old stuff that needs you to clear the house. It's a good thing for you, Leos, in the 3rd house to write your feelings. That could really help you in the house of communications. Virgo, this new moon is in your finances and in your values and your self-worth house. So it's important for you that you align your values with your self-worth, how you make money. It has to be aligned with your greater good. It also could be a sign with this full moon that you're concluding a big project you've been working on. You'll finally make some money on it. Now, Libra, it's in your 1st house. The 1st house is all about you. That could be an intense feeling when you have the full moon there. It's really a time to release and shift what's going on underneath. Forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself. Pamper yourself. All right? So you could accept these things and you're able to move on. Scorpio, this is in your 12th house. That's all about your inner psyche. This is a great time for you to create some peace and solitude, meditation, trust your intuition. There's something in your psyche of a cycle that is coming to a conclusion. And in Sagittarius, this is in your house of friends and goals. Take a look at your friends. Some are keepers. Some you may need to change to bring people in your life who are aligned with your values and could help you cross the finish line in your life. Capricorn, major full moon for your career. This can really help you hit your next long-term goal. It's in your house of career, Capricorn. So a new era is really beginning for you, and it will affect your reputation. It's all about who you are in the world. Aquarius, in your 9th house. Experience the world, the way you look at the world. Do something out of the ordinary. Learn something new. put away the things that aren't working for you and go out and experiment in the world. And Pisces, this is in your house of your close emotional bonds and your intimate relationships. You may have some triggers from the past, but you need to figure out what you really need in those relationships and get some good heart-to-heart time so you can move forward. So it really is a time, Sarah, for everybody to create new space in the directions that we should be going of where it's affecting us in our lives.
Beautiful. And Stacy, in the weeks to come, we've got some eclipses coming as well. How are they going to shake things up? What is the purpose of an eclipse for us from a planetary experiential way?
Yeah, well, over the next few weeks, we've got a couple of things to shake us up. So, yes, we do have a solar eclipse in Taurus on April 30th. And that's like a new moon on steroids. Eclipses are new moons and full moons on steroids, basically. So it really is all about it's taking it more to the max. And we also have a Mercury retrograde coming up on May 10th.
Yes.
And we have another lunar eclipse on May 16th. But a little relief is coming because Pluto is going retrograde. And that means the intense pressure of transformation that we've all been feeling is going to take a little relief and take a little backslide and go look backwards for a while. So maybe that'll help mitigate some of it there.
Well, we look forward to hearing how these are going to actually play out when we get into the month of May. Stacy, anyone who wants to know more about their sun sign and their rising sign, wants to understand their birth chart, you want to contact Stacy at destinyinthestars.com. I promise you, it is an eye-opener of experiences. And when Stacy talks about the different houses, it's good to understand what is going on in different areas of your life and different experiences. And it's also important to know how these planets influence you throughout the year. So go to destinyinthestars.com and be sure to request your appointment with Stacy. Thank you, Stacy, very much for being with us on this journey. We greatly appreciate you. And let's see what happens in the stars by the time we talk back in the beginning of May. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Well, the stars seem like they've got quite the lineup. I was listening to what's going to happen with all the different signs, and it's not sounding too bad. So I think if we pay attention to the clues, we can all have a really great next few weeks. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we're going back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. We're also going to continue our questions and answers on Facebook, so be sure to leave your questions and comments on the Facebook and YouTube pages. We will be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 8 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages. SarahSpiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful 2 hours of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 8 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Because you know that you know me. I am Sarah Spiritual, and we are spiritually speaking to all of you all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got Jackie, and Jackie is in Sebring. And let's take a look and see what's going on with Jackie. Jackie, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am doing well. Good to connect with you. This is an important time for you. What is your question for us?
Okay. I was in a relationship for about a year and a half after the death of my husband, and I was single for 6 years. But in this relationship, things started to go wrong, and I had a midlife change of cycle or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But things in the relationship in itself was going wrong. And I lived in North Carolina, and I just uprooted myself and moved to Sebring. And I just moved here in March. I'd like to know if I made the right decision or what's going on. I don't understand exactly. I think I'm going in the right path, but not sure.
Well, great question. So we're going to kind of spin back. So my guides tell me that 2021 was a difficult year for you. It had a sense of a roller coaster, and it was a year of closing out a chapter. And I feel as if the individual you met was I kind of call him the door opener for relationships. You know, we had to get back out there and connect. And I don't feel that the person was able to fully show up for you emotionally and spiritually and was consistent. And you were used to consistency. Is this true?
True.
Okay. And so, yes, you made the right choice. This year of 2022 represents a clean slate, a new beginning, an opportunity for you to carve out a vision of what it looks like for you to have relationship, fulfilled living, and you needed a change of pace. We had been in North Carolina for a very long time, yes?
Yes.
We needed the change. I don't know if you were listening in the beginning of the show when I said, one day I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm done with Jersey. I am heading to Florida. You needed that shift to shift your energy, to shift the storyline and the new beginnings that are going to come. Now, yes, we're acclimating, but it is a right choice. We are learning to love ourselves, put ourselves first. In the passing of your husband, you were very dedicated to him in the end before he passed, correct?
Correct.
And we looked after him, and we kind of gave up a piece of us so that he would be more comfortable. Is this also true, yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So in this journey that I see, it's you learning that it's your turn. You know, the union between the two of you, what was his birthday, please?
My husband?
Yes.
March 1st of 1972.
Yeah. The union between the two of you was kind of like this flow. You know, he he would have his moments, and then you would kind of shift him around in his personality, and you would have your moments. You kind of built this flow between the two of you. And so finding that flow with someone else is not easy, yes?
Correct.
And I also feel like the two of you, first of all, he left too soon, and we know this. And there were plans that weren't complete in our journey of life, yes?
Yes.
And so this has left you feeling empty. But you know that he's still with you. He gives you evidence. He's with you. You feel his energy. Often at times it's passing, it's there, and then it's gone for a while. But he's very much around you. And the man that you were considering dating and were with for a period of time, this man was not as authentic as your husband was. I mean, your husband was really, what you saw is what you got. He was authentic. If he had to go inside of himself and think and feel something, he might mull it around, but eventually he'd come out with what he needed to come out with. This guy was a little too elusive. There was, I don't know, I feel like I want to go New York on you, and I want to say shyster energy. He wasn't quite authentic. And so the energy you felt was the desire for relationship, but he wasn't the one. He's the stepping stone. When I move you into the energy of this year, towards the end of 2022 into 2023, I see new relationship. I see that this is a time for you to have fun, to be free, and to create a new connection with someone. And in this journey, you will find partnership that's an equal flow for you. I also feel that you're in the process of reinventing something for your own work and career. Is that also true, Jackie?
I'm working on stuff, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I feel like this is an important time for you. So focus on that. Get yourself in the foundation that you want and raise yourself up, and love is going to come when you least expect it.
All right. Wow.
Okay. Thank you. How did you hear about the show, Jackie?
A friend of mine. We've got, from Naples, we're all high school friends or middle school friends, and she gave me your information. I appreciate it. This is awesome.
Thank you, Jackie. Continue to listen to the show. And if you're ever on the east coast of Florida, I have a center in West Palm Beach, and love to meet you, love to hang with you. God bless you. It's going to be a great year for you. Just be free. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. I've got to go to Shanine. Shanine is in New York City. Shanine, how you doing tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I'm okay. How you doing?
I am doing well. My goodness, we got to get you a little more creative, got to get you to break out of routine. You're feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant, and you're like, good God, is it ever going to change? And you want to pack up and go, but you ain't got a place to go. So you're like, what's going to happen next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your question for us tonight?
I'm want to know if my spiritual protection prayers are working against my enemies.
Yeah. Well, did you line them up? Because you got a lot of enemies right about now. I'm laughing, but I don't mean to laugh. But I'm like, good Lord, woman, what did you do? Piss off half of New York? But listen, I see this energy of people who are trying to take from you. The energy they tell me is like people want to take things you don't even have yet. I feel like there's adversary energy in family, even in work and money. Things are just, everything gets complicated. There's a woman connected to you who makes me feel like there's something not settled in the family. Did somebody pass and people are not settled out with what happened to the passing of this woman, please? There's a property or something that people are fighting over, or somebody's writing up something. Are you aware of that, please?
Only property I know is like my aunt. I don't know. She's fighting with her husband. I don't know.
Okay. So there's something, and are they in difficulty in their relationship, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's something going on, like someone's trying to pull the wool over somebody's eyes, and this is your aunt who's on your mom's side of the family, please?
Yes.
And your grandmother passed, yes, please, according to your mother's mother passed, yes, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the woman I have is talking to me about like something in property and settlement and something not being handled right in papers, okay? So I'm feeling like there's something going on here that they have to handle, right? And then I'm feeling like some of the family as a whole, I don't know what happened, but you guys are like kind of pitted against each other, or we don't have a nice thing to say about each other. Like we get all pissy. Like, I don't understand what's happening. So I feel like everywhere you go, people are thinking they know you, but they don't know you. They think you have more than you do, and they want what you have, but you don't have anything. So yes, answer your question. The prayers are working. Archangel Michael is with you. Archangel Metatron is with you. You're praying for your guides and your Indian spirit guides to be with you.
And Indian spirit, okay.
Your Indian spirit guide is with you. I see your Indian spirit guide, and I hear the drums, like the tribal drums, and they're just beating, right? So they're like calling in all the forces. But you also have to cut these cords of energy because, quite frankly, Shanine, you're holding on to the story, and it's really weighing you down. And in the weighing of you down, I'm finding that you're not able to create, you're not able to concentrate, you're not able to sleep, and you're feeling more like you're at the effect and like a victimization from these people. And I feel like there's this gossip story going on, and you're like, why are people talking about me? I just live my life. Yes. And that's why I said to you earlier, you want to pack up and go, but you're like, you don't got anywhere to go. Where you going? I don't know. We got to go. Change your name, leave the country, right? That's what you feel like. But these are people who have not gotten to understand your story, and it's not your job to convince them as to who you are, but it is your job to cut away. I also feel like someone is trying to push you out or disrupt your flow at work. Does this make sense to you? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. We are looking for a new job, yes?
I was thinking about it.
Well, think harder. Look for a new job, because that environment is very toxic. And of course, because they're not recognizing you. You're not getting paid what you're worth. You're not at the level that you would like to be, Shanine. So we want to put you into a new path. So while we're in a position that is going, we want to create a new opportunity to create another job. So in that energy, I want you to be looking for another job, so you are doing the picking when it's at the best for you.
Okay.
All right. Shanine, is this your first time calling?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling us back again. Good to have you. And keep doing your prayers. Archangel Michael's got your back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good night.
Good night. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We are answering your questions all across the nation. And from New York City, I've got to go to Douglas. And Douglas is in Palm Beach. Douglas, how are you tonight?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Good to connect with you, Douglas. This is your first time calling?
First time calling, yes.
Okay, well, good to have you on board. How did you hear about the show?
It's on the in my email.
Ah, so you must have wandered in the center, somehow ended up on my email list, Douglas, because here you are. Yes. So, Douglas, first thing I want to tell you is that this year is meant to open up new opportunities for work and money. Are you looking to build something for yourself, for your own business, please?
It's not so much business, but looking to open. I'm hoping that things open up so that I can be on top of my finances.
Okay, this is to
earn more so that I can get more use in the household.
Yes. Well, this year is a good financial year for you. This year, as we get a little closer to your birthday, really opens up financially to earn more. And is there an idea to have your own business, please, Douglas? Because I see business around you.
You know, I would tell the person I'm not really a business-minded person, but because of the field, because of my background, and I'm new to the U.S., because I've just been here for about 3.5 years. I haven't fully engaged into maybe trying to do any business personally.
Okay.
Just continuing the field that I was in Jamaica in the airline.
Yeah. Well, as you grow and you make connections, there will be opportunity for business. But this year will bring you financial increase, new opportunities, additional work, additional hours, a different role, so that you may grow and have more financial growth. At the tail end of the year, there's a big opening for you in your awareness, your spiritual awareness, because my guides tell me that you always follow your intuition. You're kind of led by your inner knowing. and you do your best to follow that and be true to yourself. And as this year continues, that is going to become more attuned, more aligned. And you're going to begin to get more ideas that are more spirit-driven than human-driven, like this is what I need to do to survive. So it's going to be a good year for you, and it's going to be an eye-opener of a year, spiritually speaking. And when we put you into 2024, then you are on like a whole different level. So this next year and a half time is an upward climb for you. And we're working on some papers too as well. We have some paperwork we're doing, yes?
Yes.
And so those papers, coming into 2024, it looks like everything's like complete, done. Everything's where it needs to be. So a little patience, a little due diligence, things will fall into place for you, Douglas.
Okay.
All right. I hope I've been of help to you tonight.
Oh, yeah, that's more like in relation-wise.
Is there a birthday for the person, please? What is their birthday?
Her birthday, 9/25/72.
Okay.
9/25/72.
So here we have someone who is working on kind of breaking her routine. She's kind of stuck in a routine right now, right? Life is just kind of not moving for her the way she wants, and she's looking to advance herself as well for her career. Is that also true, Douglas?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's feeling stuck right now. She's feeling stagnant. I feel like she's a little disconnected, a little removed, but she's not really happy with where she's at as a person, and this is kind of disrupting her. But trust the process. Is she in healthcare or trying to do something in healthcare at this time?
Yeah, she's a nurse.
Okay. There's something else coming for her to promote herself or advance or a better shift or place to work. And once that falls into place, she's going to feel better about things, and things are going to work out and be a little closer for you for your relationship. All right, Douglas, thank you so much for your call. And visit us at the center in West Palm. Good to have you visiting our center and calling into the show. Welcome, and God bless you.
Thank you, too.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going back to the phone lines, back to my friends on Facebook and YouTube. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions. And we've got our friends on Facebook. Let's pull a question from Facebook before we go back to the phone lines. We've got Parnaz Bradshaw, and she's like, good morning from New Zealand. So hopefully you're still up over in New Zealand. I guess it's the next day already. Would love to know, what is Spirit wanting me to know? Well, here's the best part of where you are in this juncture. This year is all systems go, Parnas, because you've got to move yourself forward, getting in the direction of what you want, setting strong intentions, and that the past 2 years, the difficulties of the past 2 years, and the emotional imbalance that you had is coming to a close. And Parnas, this year is the year that your guides and angels are even closer to you, and that it's time for you to move forward, putting yourself first and stepping into the power of who you want to be. I see shift and change for you personally as well as professionally. So I want you open to new possibilities. Feel like there's some new idea that you're toying around with for work and career. And personally, we've got to be aware of the people in our circle. If they're not making you feel good in a good vibe, then you're moving forward and you're not taking them with you, because we are starting all systems go, moving forward. Thanks so much, Parnaz Bradshaw, for your Facebook question. We're going to pull another one from Facebook. And we've got Brittany Kennedy. And Brittany Kennedy says, when it comes to spirituality, I lack motivation. How can I extend my knowledge better? So here's where she's at. So Brittany Kennedy, motivation is something that we're trying to make it happen. I'm going to just tell you, pay attention to what you notice and notice what you notice and be grateful. So if you get a feeling that something's going to happen and then you end up being right, then say, oh, wow, I had that feeling. Thanks, angels. Thank guides. Wow, I'm glad I listened to my feeling. If you notice something that's beautiful all around you in the world, that's harmonic and makes you think of love and light and joy and laughter, then I want you to be grateful, and I want you to look at that, and I want you to say, wow, this is such a wonderful experience. I'm so appreciative of this moment. And whenever you feel out of sorts, let yourself know that the universe always has your back, and everything's always working out for you. And in that process, you'll become more and more attuned to the spiritual feelings, and you won't have to try so hard to be motivated. It'll just come naturally. That's the best way to be in alignment with your spirituality. It doesn't have to be doing 10 Hail Marys and for our fathers and then sitting and meditating 3 times a day. We have to start somewhere. And let's start with gratitude, seeing love and energy in all things, and noticing what you notice. Thanks so much for a great question, Brittany Kennedy from Facebook. We're going to go to our phone lines at 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to Jennifer, and Jennifer is in Port St. Lucie. Jennifer, how you doing?
How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. And the winds of change are upon you. Are we looking to go to a new department or something for our job?
There's something in the making. I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that something is about to happen.
And
I picked up something in my spirit, but I don't know what it is going to be as yet.
Well, I see some shifts and changes in the work-related area, and it makes me feel like we're going to go to a new floor or a new department, or something's going to shift from one location to another. Did they open up another hospital somewhere around you?
No, it's as a matter of fact, there's supposed to be a new company that's supposed to be taking over the facility that I'm at. So I think that there's going to be some changes.
There's going to be changes, and I think that the shake-up and the shift is going to be good. And I feel like when they take over in that place, that there's ideas or thoughts that they might expand, and there may be another facility.
Oh, wow.
So that, of course, is going to be a journey. It's going to take a few years. But I do feel positive reinforcement and shift and change coming for you.
Amen. I receive that.
So it's going to be a good time for you. This is really a time of closing out the door and the chapters of things that don't serve you. And, you got in the nick of time to make the changes, to make the move when you made the move. And you've established your whole new identity. And embracing that identity and marching head held high into 2023 is going to be so powerful for you. So expect good things and trust that there's increase financially coming as well.
Hallelujah. I receive it.
Yes. Now, love and relationship, that's a little shaky at the time, but we know that too will come in due time.
Yeah, there's somebody, and that's what I was kind of calling about too. And
that's a little shaky. What's their birthday?
March, oh my God, March 19th. Oh my goodness grief.
March 19th, yes?
Yeah. It's 1957, if I'm not mistaken.
They closed out a relationship a couple of years ago in 2019 into 2020.
Person deceased. Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know. They're complicated. What you see is not what you get. So, just take it at what it is and face value and see what you see. But I don't see someone who's ready for a relationship.
Okay.
So whatever happened in the loss of their spouse and whatever changes happened in 2020 and 2021 for them has not been an easy time. And so I don't know that they're really ready to show up the way you would like them to. I say I don't know, but it's the feeling Spirit gives me. It's not I don't know. Spirit makes me feel like they're not ready, or they're not being completely transparent with something. Okay? So follow your spirit on that. You wouldn't be asking if you thought it was a slam dunk. So something's not quite adding up with him, yes?
I'm trying to search it.
Okay, don't search, don't force, don't look. You look, you'll find something. Just let it show itself. But something's not quite, he's not quite over something, or he's not ready to march forward the way you are. All right, my dear? All right, keep us posted. So much, you're welcome. Bye for now.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And from Port St. Lucie, Florida, we're going to Chicago. I got April on the line. April, how are you tonight?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Sarah?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. And this year for you is a really powerful time for you to really honor yourself, put yourself first, and really step into this energy of self-care, self-worth. I've got to be me. You've got to be you. You've got to be your true, authentic self. And you've got to put some healthy boundaries so that you can do and have what you want. Are you getting ready to make changes that are all about April?
Yeah, trying to.
Okay. You need to. And we need to disconnect from the toxic people because I feel like there's toxicity around you. This makes sense, yes?
Yes.
Okay. What's your question for me tonight, April?
Just wanted to see if you could tell me anything as far as a situation I am in with my love life.
A partner,
also,
yes.
Yes. Also, my future in regards to like my finances, because I had an unexpected health issue that has stopped me from working right now.
Okay. Let's have the partner's birthday, please.
March 19th, 1968.
Popular day, my goodness. Lord. I don't know. Let's see here. All right. So you and your partner have been on two different opposite sides of the fence lately. Yes, we're not on the same page. Yes. And
Yes.
he's not being supportive emotionally and financially. Is this also true, please?
Yes.
Okay. I see someone who's not holding space for you and not looking out for you, but you had their back and you have always had their back. This is true. Yes.
Yes.
Emotionally, they're disconnected. They're running cold to me at this time. You're looking at your phone, at your watch, at your timing and going, what's not right here? He's not where he's supposed to be. So you're not even trusting him at this moment. Is this true?
Yes.
Okay. So you need to pay attention to the clues here, and you need to recognize that there's not some truth being told. And right now, the most important thing is, remember I said self-care, self-worth, taking care of you. And so this financial block that I see from your not working will resolve itself. I do feel that there's a treatment, there's some medication, there's something that they're going to do to help you over these next few months that should begin to right the feeling so that you can feel more productive. Okay, is that true? Is there a treatment plan coming for you?
Yeah, trying to work on one.
Okay. And there's a lot of inflammation and uncomfortability in the physical body. Yes, please?
Yes.
And we're not sleeping right at night. It feels like your body's on fire to me when I go in the energy. Does that make sense to you? Yes?
Yes.
Autoimmune or something, please?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I see. That's what I feel. I will tell you this, April, that you will get this under control. Inflammation, you need to learn how to control the inflammation. I do suggest you research Anthony Williams, the medical medium, understand some of his methodologies to help remove inflammation. Partners not showing up for you. So first you take care of yourself. Don't let him agitate you. And then when you're ready to take care of the relationship, you do that. For this moment, we are out of time, April. I do hope you connect with us again. But we will send you the healing angels so that you can have some healing and resolution in your health so you can get back to managing your finances. All right, my dear.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, right here on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM. We are connecting to all of you every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. 631 was the show tonight. Can't wait to hang with you for 632. So glad to be with everyone. Have a great week. Good night. God bless you. Stay well. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
And there's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.